Can this antique hand plane be saved? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to take on a classic challenge for any kind of woodworker or tool enthusiast or just DIYer. I'm going to try and take an antique tool that's seen better days, and I think with a little bit of TLC or elbow grease I'm going to see if I can bring it back to life. So if you're into woodworking or tools or any DIY of that nature, you're probably going to want to stick around for this one. So let's get started. The finish is pretty worn, it's got quite a patina on it. The wood's really dry, it needs oiling. The blade's dull, it's rusty, it's pitted. The whole thing's grim. So the first step then is disassembling the plane. And this is just a wooden wedge that pulls out, and then you've got the actual blade, the iron and the chip breaker, which I've sprayed a bit of WD-40 on already, so I've got a feeling it's going to need it. And then that screws out. You can separate the chip breaker from the blade there. So we'll just put those to the side for a minute. Top tip, find a container to put all the small bits in. Learn from my experience. And there we have it. That's removed all of the blade and the chip breaker, and then the first job we'll do is take care of the wood. I'll start by sanding the entire body of the plane to remove kind of years of dirt and grime and whatnot, but it has got quite a nice patina to it, so I don't want to go too heavy on it. I don't want to take it back to complete bare wood. I just want to get some of the worst bits off and then try and just bring the sort of natural beauty of the wood through. I mean, you've got to bear in mind this could be sort of 50 to 100 years old, so there's a lot, it's had a lot of use on it. So I'll start, I don't want to go too heavy. I've got some 80 grit and some 120 grit, and we'll just give it a go on that and see whether I can kind of keep the patina of it but just clean it up a little bit. Once you're happy with the smoothness of the wood and you've given it a clean down and everything, it's time to finish it. Now I'm going to use some boiled linseed oil. You could use Danish oil, or I guess if you want you could use a varnish, but I think with a hand tool the oils out of your hand sort of improve the oil finish with time as well, and I think varnish kind of just because it kind of creates that almost like a solid layer. I just prefer to use the oil. You can see already, look, it's really starting to make the grain pop out again. That's beautiful. Just look at the patterns that are coming out of that now. Covered in rust, dirty, grimy. So whilst the oil's soaking into the wood, we're going to turn our attention to the blade and the chip breaker. And what we're going to use is, again, some sandpaper, some wire wool, and plenty of our good friend here, water displacement 40. And again, it's just elbow grease really, just sanding, removing the dirt, and trying to get it clean. And not forgetting the little screw here, we'll give that a clean as well. So that's after about 30 minutes of cleaning. Okay, they're still a little bit pitted and discoloured in places, but like I said, these could be 100 years old, so I think they've cleaned up pretty well. So the next thing we need to do is flatten and sharpen the blades, and what I'm going to use for that is I've got these diamond sharpening stones. These are really good. I picked these up off Amazon, and if you're interested in some of these, I've left a link in the comments below. They weren't a lot of money, but I'm really impressed with them. So we don't need to sharpen the chip breaker, we don't need to sharpen the screw, but the blade, I'm going to work up through the grades starting from 400, 600, 1000 and then 1200. And the important thing with this is, don't forget to try and flatten the back as well. I haven't got a honing guide. A honing guide really would be ideal so that you can get the bevel on the blade to sort of exactly, I think it is 30 or 35 degrees. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I think, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I'm just going to put a bit of WD-40 on it just to kind of smooth it a bit. And let's give it a go. Just you can see that's putting an edge back on there, so I think a little bit more practice on this and we'll be getting somewhere with it. And then for the final assembly, just putting the blade and the chip breaker back together. You want about 1 millimeter overhang there, and then I'll just place it back in the grooves there and check, just slightly poking through, put the wedge back in, make everything nice and tight. Perhaps just give it a little bit of persuasion there with a wooden mallet just to drive it home. And I think that's in. Just poking through, that's it. So the question was, can this antique hand plane be saved? I'd say yeah. So the wood's looking beautiful, the blade's nice and sharp, it's taking a good shaving. I'd say that's ready for another 100 years use, wouldn't you? Happy with that. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that you'll never miss a video. If you've got any questions or you want to share any of your own projects, please leave a comment below. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.